Artiste, designer, ingénieux sans limite, entrepreneur en herbe et humaniste, inventif, créateur, novateur, ICN notre drapeau, ICN. Ton esprit est ouvert, nos portes sont aussi. De Paris à Berlin en passant par Nancy, donner et recevoir des sourires et de l'écoute. Assoiffé de réussite qui s'abreuve au goût du risque, nul doute. Si le monde ne peut te déchiffrer entre les classements et les notes, tu ne seras pas qu'un simple numéro. Si le monde te regarde dans les yeux, tu y verras ton reflet. Regarde comme tu es sublime, regarde comme tu ressembles à demain. Du talent au bout des doigts, de la magie entre les mains. Ni reine ni roi, juste triple couronné de succès. À la poursuite du lapin blanc, tu brilles tel un diamant au pays des vermeils. Si le monde se perd, donne-lui des couleurs. Entraîne-le avec toi et danser sur tes joies, tes peines, tes espoirs, tes exploits, au rythme des battements de ton cœur. Si le monde est un concerto, viens donc y jouer ta partition. La vie est une douce folie, alors tant pis, donne-lui raison et montre-lui que, malgré la durée de la nuit, le jour viendra embrasser l'horizon. Si le monde est imparfait, offre-lui ton futur comme présent. Endors-toi avec des rêves, puis réveille-toi pour leur donner vie. Réalisateur, acteur du film de ton avenir, n'arrête pas ton cinéma. Fier, déterminé, avance à grands pas. Bienvenue dans ta nouvelle tribu, bienvenue dans ta nouvelle famille. Héritier d'un champ multiculturel où le travail porte ses fruits. Tu ne connais pas l'inconsistance, alors tu le seras. Tu ne sais pas que c'est impossible, alors tu le feras. Au pouvoir des mots, au pouvoir des actes, ICN au pouvoir. Et si jamais tu te plantes, t'inquiète, tu finiras par trouver ta branche. Poussé par une famille bien enracinée, impossible que tu flanches. Si le monde est une symphonie de silence, cherche encore et trouve ta voix. Pour qu'elle résonne, pour qu'elle rayonne, regarde au-delà, regarde comme l'avenir t'ouvre ses bras. Vas-y, c'est ton tour, donne-lui tout, tends-lui la main, laisse-toi emporter par la danse. Exprime tout haut ce que tu penses, si le monde n'a absolument aucun sens, qui nous empêche d'en inventer un?
Good afternoon, everyone. You're watching Campus France Live. Thanks a lot to be there with us. It's always good to begin a live session with a little bit of music coming directly from ICN Business School, a French management school that you're going to discover with us today. And to know everything about ICN Business School, I'm very pleased to welcome Aleksandra CZERSKA. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Thanks a lot to be there with us. You're the International Promotion Manager. We're also with Sarah VAUGHAN. Hello.
Hello everyone. Delighted to be here.
Thanks a lot to be there with us. You're Associate Dean Quality and Accreditations, and we're also with ICN student Amit Subhash ROKADE. Hello, Amit.
Hi, I'm really glad to be a part of this live.
Thanks a lot to be there with us and to talk with us. Maybe to begin, it could be really interesting to have a quick introduction of each one. Let's begin with you, Aleksandra. Can you introduce yourself in a few words?
Of course, thank you. My name is Aleksandra CZERSKA, and I'm in charge of the international promotion at ICN Business School. So the part of that we speak about ICN, and also that we care about the admissions. In fact, the admissions that from students from all over the world.
That's perfect, and we have a student coming from the world. It's Amit. Amit, can you introduce yourself in a few words? Tell us where you're from and what you did before joining the school.
Okay, first of all, I'm really thankful to Aleksandra and Sarah for giving me this opportunity to represent ICN Business School here in Campus France Live. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Amit Subhash ROKADE. I'm from Mumbai, India. Now I'm currently in Bologna pursuing my second semester in International Management MEX. Previously, I have studied International Hospitality and Tourism Management.
Okay, that's a really interesting track and path that we're going to explore in a few minutes. And you, Sarah, can you introduce yourself in a few words and introduce ICN Business School?
Lovely. Well, very quickly, as you can hear, I'm not French, I'm British, but I've now lived in France for 42 years and been with the business school for a number of years. My role is quality and accreditation, so it's making sure that ICN stays in its areas of excellence and represents that excellence across the globe. Now, very quickly about the school, and we'll have lots of time to look into some details, but to give you some idea, ICN is one of the top 100 business schools in the world. We are 3,200 students across 3 campuses. Nancy, the historical campus, which is not far from the Luxembourg border. We're in Paris, La Défense, in the business district, and we're in Berlin. We are present with our degrees on all 3 segments: at the undergraduate level with 2 bachelor degrees, at the master's level with a master in management and a number of MScs, which we'll talk about today. And also we have doctoral programs. And I think just very as a last thing I would like to say, we're a standalone business school, part of what the French call the Grandes Écoles, which is a rather unique blend of thought leadership, so research, and we have international reputations in 3 big domains: creativity, innovation, and sustainability in terms of our research. And then a rather unique focus of what we call practice leadership, which is the presence of the corporate world and the amount of experiential learning in our programs to help students transition to the workplace.
And that's really interesting, and we're going to know more about the school in a few minutes. Aleksandra, you have 3 campuses at ICN. Where are they located?
We have ICN is based in Paris, Nancy, and Berlin. So they are 3 campuses, and they are strategic, in fact, place. First of all, Nancy is a historical campus of ICN, so it is near Luxembourg, near Switzerland. It's 1.5 hours from Paris, so very close to the big business hubs, but still very student city, very lively city. Of course, a little bit more affordable than Paris or Berlin. The other one is in Berlin, so it's our smallest campus, but the most cozy one in the heart of the Berlin, so very nice localization. And then the third one, campus, it's located in business district in Paris called La Défense, and we will have a brand new campus now with 8 floors, big creative spaces, so it will be a very great experience for students.
And I think that we have a real video, there's a trailer to discover this brand new campus in the heart of Paris. And we will be back just after that. That's a really, really beautiful new campus. What are the different programs that you can follow at ICN, Aleksandra?
So we have undergraduate programs with bachelor taught in French or in English. We have postgraduate programs, master in management, so it's a prestigious Grande École degree. It is 2-year program for international students, and also MSc programs, so very vocational programs. We have 17 specializations, so in luxury, in digital marketing, in cultural and creative industries, in finance, marketing and brand management. So a lot of very nice specializations with a lot of business partners and a lot of support.
And in which languages are the different programs taught?
It depends from the student, because it's possible to learn to study in French or in English, and sometimes some specializations are only in French or only in English. But I invite you to check it on our website.
A special focus will be accorded to the MSc programs in general. We have today Amit with us. Amit, why did you choose to study at ICN?
So when I graduated from my bachelor's, it was quite difficult to make a research about what is more convenient for my future professional step in terms of future life and future stability. So I started working full-time in hospitality sector in Mumbai, as my bachelor's is from international management and tourism. And while working, I felt somewhere that I'm restricting myself in certain borders. Then I thought, why I'm not taking a chance to do masters to enhance my knowledge and capability, and it will open all the borders for me. Then I started looking opportunities, something which is add-on to my previous studies, and they have started searching for the business school, and I've shortlisted some school. And while doing this process, I've heard one conversation from the MEX director Kamel about the international management MEX, where in 2 years we will study in different places all around the world. I started to research more details about the program, because school, as the students, we expect to get more and more better school. And I was looking for top business school in France to get a better edge to my CV. And ICN is a triple accredited business school in France, which is 1% business school in the world. So you can understand, like, we students look for the better opportunity, and that's how I could manage to get it.
And what is your best memory here at ICN? What is, when you think about your school, what memory comes directly in your mind?
So when I came here for first time, I was not having any sort of idea to being in the school. How was the atmosphere? So I came here, and we had a welcome party, the warm welcome from professors, from the supporting staff. And on that time, we had a conversation with Sarah, and that time the way she boosted us to make us understand that this is the opportunity, you have earned it, and you have to make through that, because there are so many students who couldn't able to make this possible. And if you get such movement, just make best out of that. And that's the best thing I have got from her.
That's really interesting. Sarah, can you explain us why ICN is an attractive business school in an international level?
Well, I think one of the things that Amit mentioned was the triple crown, these 3 accreditations, AACS, B, Equis, Amber. But what do they really represent? They represent that the school has recognized strengths and expertise in 5 key pillars. We talked about academic excellence, so the teaching, which is research informed, cutting edge. And I think with the COVID, the pandemic crisis, and other crises across the globe, it's so important that companies think ahead and with new models and new ways of doing things. The second pillar would be professionalization. 30% of every degree is going to be experiential learning in the business world. We want to train graduates who have experience, because this is what the business world is looking for. We have a unique place in the world business school market, from a very creative approach to management education, what we call ATM. We'll speak about it later, but this transdisciplinary approach to management education. We know that if you put people round the table who have the same background and the same ideas, you won't get innovation. We need to mix disciplines, we need to break silos and explore unexplored territories. So transdisciplinarity. The next pillar would be internationalization. You've seen with Amit. Amit's not an exception. 38% of our students are international, more than 50% of our faculty. So pushing the door to ICN Business School is entering that global workplace, and it's experiencing those opportunities. And the last aspect, which we're a very engaged school, and the other pillar of the school is in sustainability. If we want to change the world, we start with education. Our future graduates will be leading the business world in transitions of energy, in climate change, and it's important that they have that awareness. And the last thing I would say, really, this I promise is the last thing. You saw the slogan, join the family. To be in a strong place in a family, you have to be recognized as an individual, as a person. And we spend a lot of time on individualized student support.
That's really interesting, and that was a little bit what Amit illustrated just before with his best memory. You have a place at ICN called Station A. We're going to watch a little video to discover Station A, and just after that, Sarah, you will explain to us what it is exactly, this Station A.
Love.
So it really looks like a good place to study and work. Sarah, can you tell us a few words about Station A and explain us the distinctive features of ICN, which ATM Alliance is, and why do you think it's important for students?
Okay, well, you've seen from the film that it's a place. It's a place where all this disruptive learning and transdisciplinary learning can take place. Now, what does that actually mean? It means we have an underpinning philosophy, which is mixing students and faculty from different disciplines, the arts, technology, science, and business, to solve and imagine new solutions to business problems. Now, you may be thinking, well, wait a minute, I'm interested in a business school. I don't want to be an artist or an engineer. That's not the objective. Working in this Station A environment on corporate problems, real life problems with students from different disciplines is going to develop what we call transdisciplinary competencies. And these are soft skills that the business world is really looking for. For example, they talk a lot about we want plasticity. We want people who are curious, people who are agile, people who are resilient, because working with people from different backgrounds may not be the most comfortable situation. Another transdisciplinary competence would be collaborative skills, working in teams, including through the digital media. It would also include things like soft leadership. That we work more in projects where, depending on your expertise, you're going to take the lead in a project. And it also develops something which is critical for us, which is engaged citizenship. When people from different backgrounds work together, they're more likely to be engaged in their professional lives, but also in society. So it's this powerhouse. Station A is the powerhouse for this philosophy. It's where the companies come with their problems and their innovations, and where mixed teams will work on designing new and creative solutions.
And in what way the courses that you offer at ICN are different and aimed at this goal of creating creative leaders?
Well, firstly, every single program at ICN has a 20% transdisciplinary component, and that can be a choice of electives. It could go from robotics to the augmented human to creative industries. So a choice of electives to broaden your horizon and give you that curiosity. It's going to be live company projects, short ones in startup modes like hackathon, really in Scrum technology, right through to consultancy projects over time. So it really is something in every program, because we believe that all managers need to develop these skills.
On the undergraduate level, how is this creative spirit applicable?
Okay, well, at undergraduate level, it's going to be the types of electives broadening into disciplines, particularly from arts, geopolitics, and particularly in the current situation in the world. It's important that students get an understanding of that. And there will be these intensive competition-like projects for company clients. It's like being junior consultants and trying to provide new solutions and new ideas to help those companies and those SMEs move forward.
And on the postgraduate level?
Well, at postgraduate level, you're going to get those things. Plus, Aleksandra mentioned that we have more than 15 MSc specializations in the families of marketing, of finance, of business development and management, but with a very particular creative, innovative strand. So things around innovation, sustainable innovation management, luxury and design. So we'll be looking at not just the luxury industry, but designing the products. I can give you just a quick example. There's a team of students at ICN working on designing a perfume for the Paris Olympics 2024. And that means designing the bottle. That means the communication that goes with it. It actually means the product as well.
And what are the different certification of your degrees?
Now, as we said, we're an accredited school. We're one of the 1% in the world to have international accreditations. All our programs hold either the national accreditation or an international program accreditation, like AMBA for the Master in Management and the MBA. And then, of course, all our programs are accredited by EQUIS and AACSB.
Aleksandra, you talked earlier about the different specialization. What are the master specialization?
Yes, so how I said, in fact, we have 17 master specialization. So you can do a master in management program in 2 years, and then also MSc specialization in 1 year for international students. And they are like 17 specialization during this. So it can be from the management field, from the finance field, because ICN historically is very keen on finance, from business field, from marketing. So a lot of very nice specializations, and you will see Amit, I think he will get into the details about MIEX specialization, MSc in International Management, a very nice program.
Yes, Amit, can you tell us what is MIEX? What do you study there?
Okay, the MIEX program is unique opportunity for anyone who is looking for an international and multicultural learning experience. So the International Management MIEX is a master degree with 120 ECTS. The course is structured in such a way where you will get actual experience of seeing working culture and knowledge of the different countries. In 2 years of MIEX, you will study within the three different countries. It is an alliance between 6 partner universities, included ICN Business School Nancy and Berlin, University of Bologna, GIMO, ICAST, UFRGS. So we started school in Nancy for first semester. Then we all went to university in Bologna. We are currently at the University of Bologna for our second semester. Then you can choose one of the countries among the 5 options that you have. So you will get a triple certification. One is from the Unibo, another is from the ICN Business School, and then the third one which you choosing from one of the partner universities. So the program is the first step in international mobility. As you can imagine, it is a unique international and intercultural experience. Students comes from 15 different nationalities and with a different background. So the important aspect for MIAX is that I had to come with a mind open in order to think about my future.
And to be more concrete, can you describe the different classes that you can follow as a student in the MIEX program? Is it like really technical with a lot of math? Is it more a lot of political classes? What do you do concretely at MIEX?
Okay, so in MIEX we have a different classes. Like we studied each and every department, which is really essential if you work in a business sector, like finance. Then we have the business understanding, like the organization behavior, and then marketing. This then sustainability. We have the language opportunity to learn the new language. So we have a different subject, but it's all up to you. Like you have to select one of the subject to make your specialization for your second year. So it could be your choice. Like we have certain options, and you have to start your basics bedrock in your first semester to understand for your futures perspective.
And in your case, what specialization do you want to do? What classes did you choose?
So I'm choosing international management, international marketing, and brand management, because marketing is such a topic where you can learn a lot of scope to learn in every move you can take towards your work. And while studying, you saw relating things with my previous experience that I have worked in hospitality sector, and when I was selling something, and that it kind relating with the marketing, because marketing of the products, in both way you are presenting the product in order to sell it, and with your experience you can make client understand the value of product in order to make them feel that they can purchase it. And at the specialization in marketing and brand management, and then I decided to do specialization in that, and we have that course in Berlin, which ICN Business School is offering us this course.
And Aleksandra, to precise, you also have partner universities. Can you talk a little bit about them?
Yes, in fact, I wanted to precise that during this 2-year program, you will study 6 months in Nancy at ICN, 6 months at the University of Bologna, so the most historical university in Europe. And then on the second year, you are going to one of the partner universities. So it can be Brazil, it can be La Salle in Mexico, it can be in China, EKUST in Shanghai, and also at ICN Berlin. And Amit is choosing the Berlin campus, so we are very happy about it. And so it will be going into the details about brand and marketing management. So I can imagine that afterwards the internship will be also done in Berlin.
We're now going to talk about the student life. How is it like to be a student at ICN Business School? Amit, I will ask you this question. How do you feel as a student at ICN Business School? What do you like the most about the fact of studying at ICN?
Okay, so the thing is, like in ICN Business School, you are gonna study like we have a campus where you have the several different departments, like as they have mentioned, section A and the different places. So here I will say that I remember starting my course in organizing in, like I will talk here about the more activities organized by the school. I remember before starting my course, the school organized a welcome party for international students, and that's the first time I engaged with so many international students around the world. And on the second day, they took us to the Champagne region. So here you can see how the school is really taking initiative to make the student understand that you are going through this situation, and you have to understand and adapt the situation to make it more comfortable for your future.
And to know more about the student life at ICN Business School, we have another little video to discover the campus and the different organizations. And we're going back just after that. Amit, can you describe a basic day at ICN Business School? What do you do? I imagine that you have to go to follow some classes, then you have sometimes maybe to do extrascholar activities. How does a day look like in the life of a student at ICN?
So it's like in initial days you will understand the classes, like how the things is going on, and then after you have so many project works or presentations to do in the school, after that you have a specific library to study and to get the knowledge, like what it is needed for you to fulfill your assignments or presentation which is provided by the specific professors. And then you have a huge campus around, so you can move around the campus and just get connected or get exchange of language or culture with the international students around the campus. We have a good canteen where you can eat the food. So I think so we have everything whatever you need as a students, and we cannot complain about anything that we don't have.
And how much does it cost to study and live in Nancy?
Okay, so as you get a free structure of ISIN, you can see that you will get you need a 700 euros per month. Like you can in that you have to manage your housing allowance, groceries, and your transportations. But here one benefit you can get from France government, which is CAF. They gives you some benefit from you where you can save some monies from your rent. Some part of the rent you can save it from there. So I think so it's more better than spending amount for the housing.
And Aleksandra, you also offer some scholarships to help students to pay for the life and to pay for their school.
In fact, we have we have scholarships in a way that they have early bird tuitions if they apply early, so they will get some kind of a discount on the tuition fees from the first year. And on the other hand, it's kind of a novelty this year. We will have some solidarity scholarship also for countries which are in conflict, so such as Ukraine this year. So we are happy to have this also this solidarity fund for them.
How do you help the students with their arrival in France? Because once admitted in the school, we know that there is some, let's say, administrative steps that can sometimes be a little bit too much for students. So how can you help them to go through the visa procedure, through the Campus France procedure? How do you help them?
Okay, so in fact we never leave alone our students, and especially international students. Of course, the visa procedure is to be done by the student, but we gives them all the necessary documents to accomplish this visa. We also back up them on the other side with Campus France, and also during once they get the visa and they know that they will come to France, we have also kind of help from, for instance, the association called Globe & Co, that they can help them to do some red tape in France. They can help them to open a bank account, to get them on the railway station. So there is a lot of possibilities, and I think students, they are never left alone. And on the other side, there is also a housing, a dedicated staff that helps students to find an apartment. So we guide them because sometimes it can be tricky to find an apartment in a place that you don't know, in fact.
And do you offer refresher courses for students if they have difficulties, for instance, let's say in math or in other classes?
It's more about language courses. We have every year in August, just before the fall semester, we start, because we have only one intake for the master degrees and bachelor degree. So we have language classes to refresh language skills of our students.
And let's talk about maybe the events organized for the integration. What kind of event do you organize? And in regard of the COVID procedure, how is it going to be for the next September?
Yeah. hopefully we think that COVID maybe it will be not so impactful like 2 years ago. It was much more felt at school, I think. This year we had a lot of present events like Welcome Day, we have some integration weekend, we have some Christmas parties. Also, the idea is that the students, international students, they understand the French culture because it's important that they understand in what environment they will live in. Every year we have like a buddy ceremony, so every international student will have like the equivalent of a French friend. So I think that there is always something for them at ICN.
And we are now going to talk about the admission process, because it's maybe a question that you have if you're following this live session, how to get into ICN Business School. First of all, what are the different steps to apply to ICN?
So, first of all, you just contact us. It's maybe the first step to start the application, because we can explain you in details what we need. And of course, there is an application file to prepare that you can upload on our website. And then there is like the online interview to prepare. And it takes, I think, like 1 week to prepare the application file and then 1 week to get the final decision of the program directors.
And what kind of candidates are you looking for? What do you want your future student to look like?
Okay, it's a tricky question, but I think we want open-minded people and determined also people that want to learn and then and proactive, because we have a lot of services for students. So it's just that if they look, they will find the career and internship support, they will find associations, they will find scholarity service. So we are there to help them. If they are proactive, they will find their place at ICN.
And what are the different prerequisites to apply?
So first of all, they need to have the required level to enter the school, and then yes, it depends of the profile of the candidate. But if he's open-minded, it's already something.
Okay, so it's not a necessity to be like the best, but it's important to have a curiosity and to show. How can you show in an oral interview or during the process that you have this curiosity? What are the keywords? Let's not say that there are the words that people need to say, but what are the keywords that you like to hear?
ICN, we say that it's a creative business school. So we say creation and action at the same time. So this kind of students we would like to see that they are proactive, how I said before, and they are willing to learn. So if they are curious, because that's the key word I would say, they will always be welcome.
And there is two other important things. And when you are studying in the school, the first one is the international opening. You want to travel during the program. You want to discover the world. We're going to talk about that. And the second one, really important, is the professional world and the different opportunities that you have as student and as a graduate. First of all, the international world. How is it possible to travel and study at ICN? How many partner university do you have?
Mm-hmm. It's a very important question, because we have like more than 120 partner universities, and they are all good level universities, because we are triple accredited, and that's why we need also good universities abroad. The exchange programs and also the double degrees, they are like into the program. So you will have in every program you will have like either the chance to go abroad as an exchange student, or to do a double degree. It's also a very nice interesting possibility on bachelor degree level and also postgraduate degree level. So a lot of possibilities to go abroad.
And regarding the internships during the degree, is it possible to do some internships?
Of course, we have a special career and internship support for students. So they will not maybe find an internship for you, but they will guide you. There is a lot of company forums. We have 130 business partners, not only in France, but also abroad. And we have a dedicated staff to help you to find internships abroad. So there is a lot of, how I said, a lot of support to help students, because also with the accreditations, in fact, we need to prove and have a good statistics about insertion rate, and we have a very good statistics about it.
And how do you help your student to find opportunities? I imagine that you have maybe some partner companies. How does it work?
Exactly. We have partner companies. We have also company forums. Every year we have several company forums with different in different fields, and also we have a good alumni network, and so meetings with alumni, it also helps to get some professional opportunities.
Amit, in what field do you want to work after you graduating? And do you know how your studies are going to help you to work in this field?
I believe that things can change my mind and opportunity can come from everywhere in the world. So I can't really close the doors. I would like to work in market and brand management sector. As I mentioned that I would like to do specialization in that. And this study can help me a lot to clear my vision towards my future. And it gives me an understanding of how actual field function and where I can need to focus to enhance my ability. And I feel like I'm improving myself day by day in daily curriculum.
We're now going to talk about the career that you can do after graduating. Sarah, we're coming back to you. The first question, really interesting, is about the alumni network. Do you have an alumni network, and how does it help students to find opportunities?
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the strengths of the French Grandes Écoles system. We have an alumni network of over 18,000 graduates across the globe. That's a really important piece for students because firstly, the alumni actually help us in the program advisory boards to make sure that the programs constantly evolve with the needs of the business world. They have a number of special interest groups. There's a luxury interest group. There's a banking and finance interest group. There are groups in different geographical areas of the world. There are 41 international chapters and more than 90 ambassadors. So it's a network. I think what students must realize is 80% of the job market is never published. It's in the network. And so networking, being in contact with our alumni network is access to exclusive and privileged opportunities. You were talking with Aleksandra about internships, but also employment opportunities. And there's an optional buddying service between alumni and students for those who want to get advice or on their choices of specialization or help to penetrate certain geographical or sectorial areas.
And you have, as we said, partner companies, really interesting for the internship, but you also have companies that are used to hiring students coming from ICN after they graduate.
We do, and that is something that goes behind. We were talking about accreditations. It means that the uniqueness and the excellence of our graduates is recognized by the top employers in the world. So we will have the top banking, the top four in audit and finance, the top luxury industries who are systematically recruiting ICN graduates. So those partner companies know what makes our graduates unique and have those skills in the workplace.
And let's talk about the jobs that your students do after they graduate. What kind of jobs can they do, and what are the different salaries that are offered by the companies?
Okay, well, the first thing I'd like to say is it's not necessarily after they graduate. In the master's programs, more than 60% of the students are offered a job before they finish the program. As we mentioned, you talked to Aleksandra, the internships every year build our students' CVs with strong business experience. So what are they doing? They're going into companies and transitioning to work at the appropriate level. Bachelor students will enter the workforce as middle managers. Middle managers, it's not hierarchy. These are people who can translate strategy into operational activities and also pilot activities to feed them up into strategy. So the bachelor students would be there, and the master students would be at more senior management levels, either in their particular area, and will move very rapidly into senior executive positions. Okay, not immediately C-suite, but ultimately they will enter that C-suite. In terms of industries, you'll find them everywhere, in every industry, in every type of function. It depends on the student's personal and professional plan. You heard Amit talking about he wants to be in marketing and brand management, but that could be in any industry. He's not yet decided the industry. And some students will make a choice of industry. I want to work in the luxury industry and then in a particular position. So you'll find them across the board in those areas. Salaries, I'm always worried about talking about salaries because a low salary in Europe could give you a luxury villa and bodyguards in another country across the globe. But they all enter the workplace at management level salaries. And within, as I said, 60% before they graduate, and 100% of our graduates are in employment within 6 months of graduation. And that's true of every program in the school.
So that's a pretty high salary for the market. We're now going to the end of the live session, but before leaving you, I would like to ask the three of you to maybe give an advice for students watching us today and planning to come to study at ICN Business School. What would be your last advice? Let's begin with you, Amit. What would you like to share with your maybe future students, future friends at ICN?
Okay, I would say do not hesitate to apply, because this is an opportunity you can make it in your life towards your future. And when you are applying, don't think that you are giving certain kind of interviews and you are going through some process. Just think and take it as you are having one-on-one conversation to understand what exactly you need to do in your future and what is the best for you. So just make that opportunity for you. And if you're choosing one of the master's degree, you need to have that open-mindedness and that unique approach in your thinking. So you will go ahead with that. So make sure that you are choosing the right path for your future. And I would say welcome. You can welcome in our ICN business family.
Sarah, what would be your last advice for the people watching us today?
I think there'd be two. Can I give two pieces of advice because of my age? The first piece would be ask all your questions. Don't hesitate to get back in touch with us. You have our names, you have the contacts. Making the choice of a degree is a very important and a life-changing decision. So don't feel concerned that you're bothering us. Come back and get the answers to your question. And my second piece of advice, and Aleksandra touched on it, when we do go through the selection process, we look at your academic background. But what is really important for us is meeting you as a person. So and Amit said, don't get nervous about that interview process. My advice there would be enjoy it. Because if you enjoy telling us about what makes you, what gets you enthusiastic, what would get you engaged, then there may be a place for you at ICN.
And you, Aleksandra, what would be your last advice for the people watching us today?
So I would say a little bit like Sarah, that first of all, be curious and do not hesitate to ask questions, because we are here to answer them. So do not hesitate afterwards to write us an email or get reserve an info session. So we are here to answer the questions, and also general questions about living in France, living in Europe, living in Germany. Because also it starts from there, from the first contact, and then you will see if it's for you.
And that will be our last sentence for this live session. Thanks a lot, Sarah, Aleksandra, and Amit, for having been with us today. Thanks to you for having watched us. If you still have questions, don't hesitate to visit the website of ICN Business School. And Aleksandra, you talked a little bit earlier about the creativity.
Creativity, yes.
That's one of the key words at ICN. And to conclude this live session, we're going to know more and to discover the creativity at ICN with a little video. Thanks a lot for having been with us today, and see you soon on Campus France Live.
Each one of us, you, him, her, me, has a dream deep down inside. The dream of thriving, of getting further, of being happy. The dream of being unique, of being yourself. The dream of fulfilling yourself. The dream of reaching your ambitions. The dream of being responsible, of becoming master of your own destiny. The dream of a better world. Because if the world has absolutely no sense, who's stopping us from inventing one?
You say everything, everything, everything's just perfect. Everything, everything, everything's fine. You say everything, everything, everything's just perfect. Everything, everything, everything's fine. You say everything, everything, everything's just perfect. Everything, everything, everything's fine. You say everything, everything, everything's just perfect.
Each one of us, you, him, her, me, we all have a dream deep down. The dream of a better world. Join our family.